Well, here I am.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Geek Plan. I'm Jeff, and today we're going to look at a news article from last week, but then kind of mix it together with something we found on DC Fandome, and we're going to kind of do a little bit of a DCEU news discussion here, because this article came out last week, this dropped, and I didn't do a video on it when I wanted to, and I didn't have time, so I'm doing it now. So let's get into it. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to take a look at this article here. It's Vanity Fair, I believe. Yep, Ben Affleck will return as Batman in The Flash. And people might be wondering, like, why does it look like that? Because it's in reader view on Safari on my Mac, because Vanity Fair has a big giant bar at the bottom that you can't get rid of because they want you to subscribe and read their stupid website. Not doing that. So we're looking at it in reader view, so we don't have to do that. His Cape Crusader will appear along with Michael Keaton's in the upcoming movie, which explores a multiverse of DC Comics heroes. So when this dropped, I looked around like the articles, and I didn't watch I watched one video, and I didn't really listen because I was doing a lot of things. I was kind of busy, and I didn't realize until later, looking at the article, that this was confirmed by the director of Flash himself, Anthony Muschietti. So it's not like it was just a rumor that Vanity Fair, confirmed, because they Variety, Vanity Fair, all these places, they confirm things. They can confirm rumors. That sometimes we don't know for sure if they are true or not, but a lot of times when it's coming from like Deadline or Vanity Fair or Variety, it's usually true, but still, grain of salt. But then I saw it was from the director. I'm like, wait a minute. Batman forever strives for a chance to set things right. That may finally happen with Ben Affleck's version of the crime fighter. The Argo director's brooding Dark Knight is coming back for one more movie, with Affleck agreeing to return as Bruce Wayne in the upcoming big screen version of The Flash, Vanity Fair has learned. Portrayals of Batman always ignite furious debate among fans, and Affleck's selection for the part continues to provoke intense discussion, even years after his first on the cowl. Some love him, some disparage him, some refuse to see him in the role from the very beginning, while others consider him an underrated favorite who deserves more chance to play the role on screen, and that is myself. Ben Affleck's Batman, to me, is the best on-screen Batman, with Michael Keaton's Batman right below it. So I do believe we're going to get more than just this for Ben Affleck's Batman. The fact that he agreed to come back for a Flash movie means he's probably going to agree to a lot more. There's reports back from The Cultured Nerd. I will leave a link for their website below, because I like their website, not this trash from Vanity Fair. They said a month or two ago that he was already coming back, so they've already reported this. So they are saying other things besides the Flash movie, so we'll see, but I do have high hopes, especially for Snyder. After the Snyder Cut, announcement, this just fueled the discussion again about Ben Affleck's Batman, people thinking he got shafted, and didn't get in his own movie, and then, they brought in Matt Reeves to take over and do something else. I'd love to see Ben come back and do his Batman thing versus Deathstroke, or have the original script he was working on where he's trapped inside of Arkham Asylum. There's a bunch of stuff that's come out from people who have worked on the stuff a little bit, that knew a little bit about what he was planning to do. So I'm hoping we can get a mini-series on HBO Max or something like that, or even a big screen adaptation, now that we have the multiverse, and we're going to have multiple Batmans on screen at the same time, which is really cool to see. Of course, they have to say this, but we already know this. This does not disrupt the Batman film starring Robert Pattinson, who remains the future of the franchise. He's the future of that series with Matt Reeves. Doesn't mean he's the only Batman, because as we'll find out if we read more, that was reported before, that Michael Keaton is coming back as Batman as well. So we can have multiple iterations at the same time. People aren't going to get as confused as you think they are. Some people are like, well, it's going to confuse the general public. It's a lot smarter than you give them credit for. The Flash movie, which is planned for release in summer 2022, will feature fast-moving hyper-hero Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, breaking the bonds of physics to crash into various parallel dimensions, where he'll encounter slightly different versions of DC's classic heroes. It's an adaptation of DC's 2011 Flashpoint series of comic book crossovers, directed by Andy Muschietti, the filmmaker behind the recent adaptations of Stephen King's It and It Chapter 2, which I both really enjoyed. I think Muschietti is a talented director. The director says his Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity. Love that word. Love that they're saying that. Because of the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has and his jawline. But he's also very vulnerable. He knows how to deliver from the inside out that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast, that balance. Affleck got the script at the end of last week and agreed this week to join the project. Remember, Culture Nerd said over a month ago that he was coming back for stuff, so there's probably other stuff going on, if that's true, and to be believed. But like I said, all the stuff that's coming out besides this, grain of salt, but I still think we're going to get future Affleck projects. He's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and relationship between Barry and Affleck's Bruce Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before. It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie. That's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. I'm glad to be collaborating with someone who has been on both sides of the camera, too, Muschietti said. He understands. Affleck will not be the only Batman making a comeback. A few more of the alternate dimension heroes who turn up in the Flash movie will be figures we've seen before. Michael Keaton's Batman from the '89 Tim Burton film is also set to appear in what Muschietti said was a substantial part. Now, they said, in this quote here, he won't be the only one. There will be a few more alternate hero dimensions. So we get Michael Keaton's Batman. Who else? Not sure. There's another reason the Flash needed the character affectionately known as Batfleck. In DC's movie universe, Affleck's gray-templed Bruce Wayne is the one Ezra's Flash would consider the original Batman, the one he's already fought alongside in the previous Zack Snyder films. Muschietti said it wouldn't work as well for him to venture into the company of other Batman without having Affleck as the starting point. He's the baseline. He's part of that unaltered state before we jump into Barry's adventure, the director said. There's a familiarity there. They go again and talk about the multiverse. Here's another quote from Muschietti. This movie is a bit of a hinge in the sense that it presents a story that implies a unified universe where all the cinematic iterations that we've seen before are valid. It's inclusive in the sense that it's saying all you've seen exists, and everything that you will see exists in the same unified multiverse. So everything we've seen from DC, they all exist in their own multiverse. We have the Arrowverse and the CW, they're on in their own universe. We have the 89, we saw all those different universes come together in the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths, whether you like that or not. I'm on the side that did not like that, but they did bring it all together. There were a lot of different multiverses that they showed. They showed the 89 universe, they showed the 66 Batman universe, showed a ton of stuff, the Titans, the Doom Patrol, all these other universes we know about. The only one we didn't see was Matt Reeves' universe, which technically hasn't been created yet, but we're going to get that. That's all going to be existing in the multiverse, so everything you see, or you will see in the future with DC, it's all connected via the multiverse. We do have the quote in here from Affleck, where he told the New York Times that he showed somebody the Batman script. They said, "I think the script is good. I also think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through what you just went through again," meaning the reshoots and the crap he went through with Justice League. With Joss Whedon's, all the reshoots and the crap that he went through to go through that film to get it made. We do have a good idea about who said that to him. We'll talk about that in another video because I do want to talk about that. So, since we're talking about the Flash movie, let's move over to something else. This is The Culture Nerd, a website I'm actually going to promote, unlike the other one I just went through. The only reason I went through that article is because they reported it and they got the interview with Muschietti to get the source, or to get the information from the source. This is a wrap-up, the Flash panel from DC Fandome. There wasn't a lot of information that came out, but there's a couple things that I want to go over. And since this is connected to the Ben Affleck Batman story, I wanted to kind of do them together so we kind of have that, basically a DCEU Flash News update video for you guys. Okay, so this, like I said, it's the Culture Nerd. Please go check out this website. They do fantastic work. The introducing Flash panel on DC Fandome may have been short, but it was chock full of exciting news for the upcoming Flash film. The panel kicked off with a brief introduction of Barry Allen, aka The Flash, and his pivotal role in the world of DC Comics. Flash star Ezra Miller and director Andy Muschietti, along with Barbara Muschietti and Christina Hodson, then go on to discuss the intricacies of the film and how time travel will play heavily into the story. The Flash serves as a connecting force between different realities that exist within the world of DC, and it appears that this idea will show up in the upcoming film The Flash. The Flash film. Christina Hodson, writer for The Flash, describes how the film will delve into the idea of the multiverse, stating, "All of these stories and characters can start to collide. The cinematic multiverse is going to be born out of this movie." Continuing on, both Muschietti and Hodson praise Miller and his portrayal of The Flash, stating he was born for this role. They mention how Miller is the perfect Barry Allen, as well as now having Miller around is like having conversation with Barry Allen himself. There is some behind-the-scenes stuff when they are interviewing Ezra Miller, who's playing Barry Allen. There's stuff that happened before BVS, behind the scenes for BVS, and you can tell he does know the character very well. So, what I wanted to talk about is this. Towards the end of the panel, Muschietti teased a few concept images of the Flash's new suit for the film. Muschietti describes the suit as an organic look with light embedded in it, as opposed to the more armored suit Flash sports in Justice League, which we had heard in interviews and conversations with Zack Snyder and other people involved with BVS and with Justice League, that this is one that Barry kind of had thrown together haphazardly himself. And now we're going to get an upgraded suit from Bruce Wayne, which I'm thinking we're going to see at the very end of Justice League, because there were rumors going out while Justice League was filming that Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, was actually going to make a new suit for Barry Allen. One of these images features what looks like Michael Keaton's Batman fighting some gunmen alongside the Scarlet Speedster and his new duds. So with recent news of Ben Affleck returning as Batman for the Flash film, it looks like we get to see Flash interact with more iterations of the Dark Knight as well. Andy Muschietti's The Flash stars Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, The Flash, and is expected to hit theaters June 2nd, 2022. So there is a date for it. This is what I wanted to go over, this image here. I tried to find a high-def version of it, but I can't. And so we're going to take a look at it here. As you can see, that is definitely Michael Keaton's Batman, right there with Ezra Miller's Flash in this concept art. I mean, it looks really good. And like I said, I was really hoping to find an HD version, but it's been difficult. So if I do, I will replace it on the screen so you don't see this just tiny little image here. But a really good looking image, and I love the suit. I love how it like lights up from the inside. It's really cool looking. So the Flash sounds very interesting, and I'm glad it's going to be opening up the multiverse in DC. Makes me more excited for the Flash film. I know a lot of people are not happy that Ezra Miller is continuing to stay on as the Flash because of there's some things that happened with him not too long ago that I did not report on, other people did. I'm not going to discuss that right now. And I haven't made a decision on whether I like him as Barry Allen as in the Flash role in Justice League, because we have not seen Zack Snyder's vision of Justice League, and I trust Zack Snyder's casting job because he has not let us down so far. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League next year and getting a bigger and broader glimpse of Barry Allen's The Flash, played by Ezra Miller. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I'm glad that Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman. What do you guys think about this Flash news? What do you think about the multiverse opening up? Do you think we'll see other characters besides Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman, as kind of hinted in the article? Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also in the description below is my Discord. If you guys want to join in the conversation over there, there are multiple Discord channels over there for different things you can talk about, including DC stuff, so we can kind of get into a conversation over there. Also in the description is my social media links and also my Patreon. If you guys want to give to the channel, I'd really appreciate that. You can do it for as little as $1 a month, and it really does help us out and does support the channel and helps us bring you better content. Leave a like on the video. We would appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel and you do like what you see and you want to see some more, hit that subscribe button for more and hit the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on everything we do here on the Geek Blend, including when we drop news videos like this. I'm Jeff. This is the Geek Blend, and remember, if you geek about it, we speak about it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.